would definitely fucking kill us. Yes, it would down
the mountain. It would, but the mountains would stop most of it.
And we're live.
We'll have to talk about that another time.
All right, let me hit up the. This is the little bit extra for YouTube before I hit record on Audacity, which I'm doing right now. Okay. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
What, it's messing up again? Look fine to me.
No, it's not picking up the mixer. YouTube should be though. So there we go. Line 2. Headphones. We always mapped out to the headphones, right?
I think so.
You guys get to take a peek in the creative process for this first minute of the
How much a shit show it is to get this thing running.
So I can hear. I got to do a sound check, I guess. We'll hear that. You guys get to take a peek. Perfect. We're fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Keeping precision, I'm always on a mission. Can't get caught in loose decisions. Gotta feed them, it's a lesson. We better go hard. Gotta do this for my dogs. They chasing the cloud while we chasing after the charts. You feeling it, feeling it now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Long Shot Sportscast, episode 21. Longview, Washington's #1 sports-related podcast. 20 weeks running. It's me, Mike Holm. With me, as always, is Brady Rugula.
How we doing?
And Skyler Lovencross.
How's it going?
And we've got a wonderful show. In fact, I say, this is the most excited I've been for a show. Because we got sports again, boys.
Yeah, and
we got games to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
the bubble is here.
The bubble is here. We got basketball going today. We had basketball going yesterday. 2 amazing games.
Great games to start out.
We're going to break them down. We've also got some debate going on as far as wide receivers, a little Keenan Allen and Mike Evans related beef, and we're going to run that down this week. We're going to talk a little bit on Madden ratings. We're also going to touch a little bit on the LaShawn McCoy signing with the Buccaneers, among other things. And one thing I wanted to get to last week, Adam Cole appeared on the Pat McAfee show and blew it up a little bit. So we got a good show going.
Hey, listen to this real quick. Experts are saying the Blazers should trade Lillard and McCollum for Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown.
It's not true.
And 3 future picks would be the ideal trade situation for
No.
Boston. And
That just sounds retarded, dude.
yeah,
That doesn't sound.
I mean that's
What?
maybe just us loving Lillard and
No.
McCollum too.
Lillard
much,
doesn't
but
even want to go anywhere.
No.
He's already said that, so that's how I know that's totally false.
Lillard would be a Blazer for life.
Yeah.
At least he should be. Man, tell you what. So, boys, the return of basketball happened yesterday. We've been dying, at work. We've been known to, watch the sports while we're working, and it's been one of those things. It's like a staple of working over it on the night shift.
I can tell you, it was the best night in a while.
It
Yeah.
really was.
And they were great games. Like, to open up,
And especially when we're slow, there's nothing that's better on a slow night than some basketball. And knowing us, the Blazers were playing, that would have been better. But it doesn't matter who's playing right now. We're so starved
we've
for
been
sports.
freaking out of sport, at least basketball, for how many months now?
Since we started the show.
Well, and
20 weeks ago.
really just talking about sports, because I watch NASCAR work, but nobody else cares. And
The sports that I really, my favorite to watch is basketball, football. Football's right around the corner. But basketball, not having that for this whole time, it's been hard, man. It's been hard.
we regained baseball this week too.
Yeah. Players are freaking testing positive left and right, but on the Marlins, Jesus Christ.
I want to give out a shout out to Joe Kelly.
Yeah.
Thank you, because apparently my Mariners were too big of pussies to throw at any of the Astros. Joe Kelly came right out,
Oh, yeah.
threw it a couple of them, got a little nice 8-game suspension.
Yeah, took one for the team.
Didn't even hit anybody and got an 8-game suspension.
Gotta love that,
Hey, you gotta let them know. We're still pissed.
man.
But yeah, no, it's great having basketball back. That first matchup with Utah and the Pelicans, man, that was a great game.
That was a closer game than I was expecting.
Super close, came down to the wire.
Even though the Pelicans lost, you see how youthful and vibrant that team is. Like even if they don't get in this year,
Nope.
Zion's obviously got so much potential.
Did Zion play?
And, yeah, he played it. Yeah.
I was gonna say both times I checked on that game, Zion wasn't
I
in.
will say they're savoring him though. Like he only played 15 minutes.
They shouldn't be.
But well, I think it had something to do with him having been gone for a while.
Maybe.
And just.
Well,
I'm just saying they need to win every freaking game they can.
They made some good points.
Because now they just freaking Blazers are going to be up 1 if they win. So
They made some really good points last night.
Yeah.
The defense is going to be good, but the offense, we're going to watch some offensive struggles because they're shocking their bodies.
Yeah.
They're not used to playing this time of year.
Well, and
not taking that much time off.
They've had 4 months off, so it's almost like off season in the season,
right.
and you're playing in a time of year where you don't normally play.
Yeah.
Well, and back to that Pelicans Jazz game real quick. I want to say like Pelicans had double-digit leads a couple occasions in that game. Like you could see, they really started off with just a burst of fire, and they were just putting the house down. And but the Jazz showed that they could stay consistent.
I mean, they got some shooters, man. They got
Donovan Mitchell is a big freaking deal. Rudy Gobert. Funny enough, he was more or less the cause of the COVID outbreak in the NBA. Scored the first points of the bubble.
All right, no one touched the ball.
I mean, I just think it's interesting. They're going to be an interesting team. They're a quiet. I didn't realize. I thought the
What seeding? Wait, what place is Utah in right now?
They're 4. I thought thought they were 6. So they're actually kind of a quiet little 4 seed there.
And that's kind of how they've been the past couple seasons. They've been kind of creeping up there.
They're just
they're not bad.
a consistent team that clearly showed last night that despite all the youth and that fire around them, they finished solid, which is what you want. I mean, when you're a team, I mean, out of all 8 seeds, aside from maybe OKC and Dallas, you're the seed that, I mean, all these teams, nobody's talking about Utah at all. You're hearing
OKC is a little bit of a surprise for me being up there.
Yeah, well, and that's what that's
all
why,
up to Chris Paul.
That's
man.
why I was saying Chris Paul was.
Everybody was shitting on the dude when he got traded there, saying, "Oh, you're gonna go there and die, whatever." Look at him now.
I mean,
they're doing okay.
In all honesty, the Rockets surprised me. I didn't think Harden and Westbrook were going to be able to play.
Oh, I did. I thought it was good.
Well, but I'll tell you,
it was just as good as any other duo in the NBA right now.
But here's what I mean. I mean, more people, obviously, Lakers, Clippers. We've talked about the Nuggets several times and how dangerous they are and will be.
Lethal.
Nobody's really talking about the Thunder outside of just surprise that they're there. And then the Mavericks are just, it's kind of agreed upon that they're good, but they're young, and it's not going to probably be Luka's year this year. And then, of course, the 8th seed and on beyond, that's what we're all really focusing on, especially being, 2 of us being Portland fans. So nobody is really talking about the Jazz here and the threat that they could pose here. I'm just saying that they've got some sneaky, stab you in the back, good players and some really good plays we saw there. And I'm eager to see more out of them and New Orleans. I believe tomorrow New Orleans plays the Clippers, and that's not an easy road.
Yeah, we saw the Clippers last night. We talked about that game too.
That game was
great game.
That game,
awesome game. The 2 rivalries there, the 2 best teams in the NBA, at least in the West.
Yeah,
probably in the NBA.
I mean, the Lakers.
That was a good game.
The Lakers had.
It
almost looked like they were going to blow it for a minute.
They had how many 10-point plus leads throughout the whole game, and then it would come back to where Clippers were up there by 6 or 7 at one point in the third.
Yeah, they had a few leads there. I almost thought that they were going to lose it on the
And
last
at the,
second shot.
and then at the end of the game, yeah, freaking LeBron does his thing, man.
But look, I mean, we got to talk about it. No matter how you feel about LeBron, he played a selfless game last night.
Right. He wasn't.
AD got all those buckets. They're dropped.
I mean, this motherfucker, he fucked around, almost got a triple double there.
Almost got it. He was three assists away from getting a triple double. And he played, I mean, some of the best defense I've seen.
So I was going to say, that's
what
the
I
biggest
wanna talk
surprise, was that's probably the best defense
whole
I've seen
game.
him play this
The
career.
whole game, he was just like locked in defense. And here's the thing, dude, he doesn't have to do it all anymore. He doesn't. And like now he's getting right close to the playoffs. Save that energy. Like I said, he's going to be the most rested that he's ever been in the playoffs since he was with Miami.
Well, and that's exactly right. Since he was in Miami, because you think about it, like we talked about briefly last night, he is an A+ player with another A+ player in Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in Cleveland, he was an A+ player. Kyrie is an A- guy, maybe a B+ depending on how you feel.
I feel like
depending on
Kyrie's
the
an
day
A
of
player.
It just depends
Can't give him the A+ because of the size, but you can give him the A-.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Kevin Love would have been like your B+ guy.
Yeah, for sure.
But that rest of that cast is C+ and below.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was literally like, okay,
There was really no deep bench.
LeBron's first run, well, it was a bunch of aging guys
Yeah.
that they thought, hey, we'll drag you to a ring, even though we've got Golden State in the way. It's like Darren Williams. It's like they're the rogues gallery of guys that spent like a half a season or 1 year in a Cavs uniform is crazy. Derrick Rose, Darren Williams,
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. wasn't Bogut? They picked up Bogut.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yes. Was Mozgov in
Mozgov.
that? Yeah. See,
Timofey Mozgov.
Yeah.
He might have played more than one season, but it might have been two.
but he was part of that LeBron
Yes.
just come in, you know.
Mhm.
Even J.R. Smith,
J.R. Smith,
you know,
you say that.
is up there too. It was literally like, okay, LeBron's
It's like an
first,
experiment.
more or less. It was just kind of like, yeah, who can we? And LeBron's kind of doing it with the Lakers right now.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, you've got a bunch
Seven's
of
like ramp the
it's
fuck
just
up.
a bunch of faded names, but you've got AD, and that starting five is interesting, man. I mean, we talk about Caruso a lot.
Yeah.
That guy's got
He's
a lot of
got
fire.
vision. He's got vision, dude.
Kuzma's a young.
I love him.
He's a young player. I like him too. He takes a lot of shots, but he
Missed 100% of shots you don't take.
I mean, there's a reason that he was not moved in that trade, though.
No. Yeah, he was the winner of that whole trade with Ingram and Ball and all those guys. Kid Crocs.
Remember, that was sitting on whether or not they could keep Kuzma.
Yep, that was because the thing is they wanted Kuzma too. Lakers
Right.
like no.
And that's the difference here. You've got 2A+ guys, but you got a lot of B guys.
Yeah,
you got a lot of B. I mean, there's some CC+ guys, but when your supporting cast is like former dudes that were in the MVP discussion. You got former DPOY in Dwight Howard, who's your backup center right
two
now.
guys that are in the discussion for MVP this year.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when you're bench
on the same team,
when you've got like a great mix of like youth and veteran players. You got guys like Rajon Rondo.
Oh yeah,
he might have an attitude, but he can still.
He came up clutch in some of those games.
Still
There was a game against the Celtics. He boom, fucking hit the game winner.
He's still dependable. He's a good backup point guard.
Yep.
Dwight Howard's a great backup center. JaVale McGee has come out and he's been a great center for them.
He was on the Warriors for a while too. I liked him when he was on there. I didn't like the Warriors, but I liked him.
That was like his rejuvenation.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while there, everybody when he signed with Golden State, everyone was like, "Oh, hey, Warriors got the Shaqtin' MVP too." Like, and I think that
I always liked him.
That run in Golden State where he was, I want to say he was a backup center because I think we had Zaza, but he was pushing Zaza for starts a lot of the time. I thought he played better than Zaza.
So did I.
And that kind of was his career rejuvenation. And next thing you know, he's hanging with LeBron, and
fits right in.
He could get another ring
He
this
fits
year.
right in with the Lakers.
So I mean,
he's in the starting lineup too.
He's figured it out.
Yeah, you got Ron, AD, McGee,
Caruso,
and then Kuzma.
Yeah. That's
a great starting five.
That's 2 A+, 2 Bs and a B, or that's two Bs and a B- or 3 Bs. I mean, that's a good starting five. You know, and whereas you look at that run with the Heat, that's 2 A pluses and an A.
Yeah, you had
your
pretty
starting
much
five.
everybody.
And the guys coming through their rotation, guys like Battier and Haslam. I mean, that was a
Well,
killer
that's
squad
obviously
too.
where you get 3 rings. So
Absolutely. And so yeah, he definitely played like this was 2010 again. I mean, he was smothering them like
well, that last
fly
play
on stink, dude.
LeBron. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the last shot. Pretty much the game winner, right?
Yeah.
Goes up, puts the shot up, hits the rim, goes back for a putback, like we're doing a dunk contest.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's like 12 seconds left. Okay, you got the Clippers, right? They got 2 of the best players in the league. Like, they're pretty good players. Try and draw it up. LeBron's smothering freaking the claw down there, right? And not giving him any space.
Yeah.
Obviously, the plan was for him, Kawhi, to go down the middle and then air it back out to PG. Well, once he freaking found PG, LeBron playing his defense like he was all night, wouldn't let him get the shot off.
Well,
Or at least not a good enough shot.
He
totally won that game.
I'll tell you what,
last second.
He did not play like most 35-year-olds.
No.
At all. He did not. I mean, outside of his hairline or his hairs that we
Playing
talked
better
about,
than some 20-year-olds, dude.
Well, you know what's funny? Outside of his hair
Insane.
that we like to make fun of, he does not show any bit of his age.
No.
And it kind of helps that
he's like,
got the one guy in the league that's got like worse hair than he does.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. No, he definitely likes to keep himself hanging around with the young guys and all that, making sure he ain't aging too fast. But he was playing like defense. Like, he shouldn't be playing defense like that at 35 years old. He shouldn't be the one playing the hardest defense out there.
Well, and there was a meme of that.
Like, the whole night he was doing it. I haven't seen it.
There was a meme going around of that incident where, I mean, Kawhi, like LeBron at that last shot when Kawhi was like going to go through the paint, and I honestly assumed Kawhi, as Colin Cowherd would call him, he's a get a bucket guy. He's a guy that you want to give it the last 10, 12 seconds, and you were supposed to depend on him. He'll go up and get a bucket.
I don't think that was even the plan. I saw what the plan was. He was supposed to penetrate to get them all to get on him, and then open up for Paul to hit the 3 for the win.
But they were smart.
LeBron too smart when it comes to basketball. His basketball IQ is above the rest.
Regardless,
listen. I'm going to say this
Here we go.
Everybody knows I hate LeBron.
Yeah.
But if LeBron had played defense his whole career like he played last night, he'd probably have 7 or 8
Not true. He didn't have a great supporting cast like we were just talking about. This is the first time since he was on the Heat. When he went back to the Cavs, dude, can't tell. Yes, he had a little bit of help from Kyrie.
He didn't play defense.
Yes, he did as much as he.
He played.
He can't do it all, buddy.
He did not play defense like that.
He can't do it all, buddy. He can't fucking score 40, 50 points a game.
That's the first time I've seen him play any kind of fucking defense.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about? The iconic block? Are you kidding me?
One iconic
He won the fucking finals that way. What?
One iconic block. In
Never seen him play defense.
What is going on here?
It's all right.
Jesus, man.
Just because we got 2 dudes talking at the same time.
One iconic block.
You think that's the only thing he did?
It's not defense when you have arms
down
your
defense.
knees.
Stopping the ball from getting in the hoop is not. He had to chase him down, dude. He chased him down.
So one good block. I'm not saying that wasn't a good block, but what else? What else?
He's playing
Other
defense.
than
He
throwing
doesn't
his,
just stand there like James Harden. What are you talking about?
other than throwing his giant orangutan arms up in somebody's face.
No, dude. He does not just no. He plays defense, dude.
Soft defense.
I'm just saying. Yes, He played
defense.
really good defense last night. Haven't seen him do that in a while. But I mean, don't tell me he's going to get more rings because he would have played.
If he would have played better defense, he might
No,
have.
dude. If he would have had people.
Defense wins championships.
It does. I'm not trying to dispute that. I'm just trying to say like that he didn't have the team that he has around him when he was in Miami and right now. When he was
In Miami, he didn't have that team.
No, he had that team in Miami. What I'm saying is in Cleveland.
That's the one place that offense won.
I'm just saying Cleveland. Come on, dude. You're trying to tell me him playing defense in Cleveland was going to win him more rings? No,
They should have been better.
They should have.
You gotta love like LeBron gets us more
more heated than anybody, I think. You know.
It's in here because he can't stand that he's the greatest.
Oh,
Call him the king for a reason, dude.
Oh man, I love it.
No, I'm sorry. I like a little bit of a debate. Teach their own, man. It's all about
it's all
a
right.
matter of opinion, anyway.
so speaking of matters of opinion, let's talk about the controversy that happened this week. Obviously, the NFL Top 100 rankings, it's a thing that they're voted on by coaches and peers and alike. It's something that happens every year. It's become a tradition, especially on the NFL Network, and those rankings kind of get around. And, well, one, Keenan Allen finally said, enough's enough. This is bullshit. Y'all are sleeping on me. And you know what?
He wasn't just saying that, dude. He was calling out players directly, saying he's better.
Oh,
than
he
them.
was, and I'll get to it because he's correct. I've been shouting Keenan Allen's name. As many of you know who listen and who know me personally, I'm a Chargers fan, diehard. I have been shouting Keenan Allen's name from the rooftops for years. And yeah, he comes out, he goes, yeah, I was 42 last year. I'm 77 this year. What gives? To which I said, yeah, well, yeah, Keenan, what gives? What gives, man? And then he starts calling people out. He says, yeah, in fact, I want to go find Keenan Allen's tweets on that because it was,
There's a few players.
because you know I follow my guy here. It was wonderful. I think I retweeted a bunch of them. I was like, yeah, you know, because he's been humble most of his career, man, but nuh-uh. So, okay, so he posts the rank 77. He goes, starting to think I did something to somebody. Then he goes, okay, tired of biting my tongue. At Cheetah, which is Tyreek Evans, at Mike Evans 13, at Chris Goodwin, which is the wrong
Tyreek
player.
Hill.
He was trying, yeah. Evans. Did I say Evans?
Tyreek Evans.
Stupid. And then Chris Goodwin, which is not who he was trying to tag. He was trying to tag Chris Godwin, and he goes, and the list goes on. Are not a better receiver than me. He goes, faster than me every day of the week. But separation, child, please. Which, yeah.
Go see what the other players say back to him.
Well, I will. So here's the thing. I defy you to find a better route runner than one Keenan Allen, because it's not going to happen. He also says, I'm the best wide receiver in the AFC West without question. Let me go ahead and retweet that. I thought I had already. So he goes, Evans was trying to get back to him, I think. Or Evans did.
There was a couple of them that did.
He should definitely be ahead of Evans.
I think it was it Mike Evans who said it, or was it Chris Godwin who said?
I gotta find it.
They were like, we're not even the ones who made those rankings, so like, why are you even getting mad at us? But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, because he's right. I mean, I've said it for years. He's the most disrespected receiver in the game. Period. He gets left out of so many top 10s, so many, top receiver lists.
When you play with
It's
the
ridiculous.
Chargers, you kind of get that rap.
Game respects game, though, man. Like there's great players on shit.
There
teams.
are.
oh for sure.
And-
That's-
But they don't get ranked as well
Yep.
because they're on shit teams.
I mean, man,
that's what happened.
play
I mean-
stands out, man. That's all I'm saying. It should stand
What
out.
about the quarterback ranking?
Exactly. Well, I like him.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, number 2.
What are we talking about?
two.
I mean, Russell Wilson was number 2
How can
overall.
you not-
Number 2, 3 is a toss-up between Mahomes and
You don't,
you could go either or.
Mahomes was at
number
number 4.
2. Was he?
Yeah.
What the fuck was? Because I seen Lamar.
Mahomes was number 4 overall. Number 3 overall player was Aaron Donald. So Mahomes was technically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he would be second. Yeah,
He was technically
Number three,
the
quarter- number three on the
Yeah,
quarterback.
you're right.
And that's a toss-up.
Between Mahomes and Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, I was shocked that Wilson got the love and got number 2.
I mean,
Honestly,
obviously,
I'm glad somebody threw some respect.
No, I
on
am
his name
too.
Finally.
don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but he's my quarterback, and I mean that's a toss-up. You can put Mahomes at 2. I mean,
I wouldn't.
He
Not to
says
be being biased, but
Mike Evans fires back. You tagged the wrong Chris Godwin. LOL.
Mhm.
And don't be mad at us. We ain't make the rankings or care about him. I like the confidence, but be realistic. You're not on my level, bro. Which, I mean, man, I don't think so. Like,
I wish I could look back at fantasy points from last year because I'm sure Keenan Allen did better.
I'm pretty sure. I'd wager he was more
I
consistent.
had him on my fantasy team on the K-Town League. He did great.
I was gonna say I fucking
But actually,
offloaded.
me and Mike at work actually we were debating
Top five.
Tyler Lockett or Keenan Allen. Who's the better receiver?
I don't know why that's a debate. I like Lockett as much as
I don't either, Mike.
In fact, I would throw Lockett. I would put Lockett in my top 10, but
I would put Keenan in my top
I don't.
five.
I don't think he's better than. I don't think he's better than Keenan Allen though.
Oh, I don't know if you can say that.
It just depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about route running? Are we talking about speed? Like, what are we talking? Are we talking about
The
who?
whole package. I think Keenan Allen's better than Tyler Lockett. I like Tyler Lockett a lot. In fact,
Then we looked up like the stats, like the receptions and yards. They were like neck and neck last year. But that's just
So
one
it's
season,
another one
right?
of those toss-ups. I mean, they're both in the top five, but I mean,
It's what you prefer in a receiver, I guess.
but we're talking about Keenan Allen playing with one of Philip Rivers' worst seasons of his career too.
so in the
But we're
and
talking
then
about
we're by. I mean,
the line.
the connection between Wilson and Lockett
It's unmatched.
It's great.
Is Lockett on another team and playing as well?
Right. We
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
There's so many
But
variables that you
there's-
can't really. But
We'll really find out about Keenan Allen this year. How
Yeah.
he does.
we'll know now.
You know, he's going to have a new quarterback.
Well, quarterback got nothing to do with separation, boys.
No, but it's going to have a lot to do with getting the ball in his
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, but you got and this is the thing that I've been saying. He's going to have more. Tyrod Taylor is going to have more time than he's ever had before.
Yeah.
He's never played on a team with half the weapons as the Chargers have right now. That Bills team that got to the playoffs a couple of years ago, I think Frank Gore on the offense, I couldn't name a receiver on that squad. Like,
No, I was thinking about the whole Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett. I would have to probably give it to Keenan Allen. As much as I do love Tyler Lockett, but we're talking about in a whole package type of deal. You want a guy like Keenan Allen, man. He's a great route runner, good hands.
so here's the thing. That being said,
Tyler Lockett, I think he's just a little too small to rank him above him.
that being said, give me your top 5 receivers in the game today.
Speaking of receivers, real quick, before you do that, I've got breaking news.
I just saw it.
NFL suspends Antonio Brown 8 games for violating personal conduct policy.
Antonio Brown retired.
Yeah, but if he were to play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why he announced that, because he knew that was coming.
What did he do?
But it's probably just the way he's handling his whole deal.
Okay, so my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number 5, I'm going to put in the bottom of it Tyler Lockett. I'm going to put him there. Now, that could be up for debate, whatever, right? Okay, number 4, I put Keenan Allen. That's where I have him.
By line for okay, solid.
Okay, number 3, I'd say Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Number 2, this is a tough one, getting to the top 2. But God, it's between all right, I would say Michael Thomas.
Okay.
And then number 1's obviously Julio Jones for me.
You're leaving out a big fat name.
Maybe your opinion.
Yeah. Okay. My top 5. Number 5, Tyreek Hill.
Oh shit, you're right.
So
Let me rephrase that. Okay. I'm gonna have to fucking
That's tough.
I'm gonna have
Throw
to
Tyler
kick
Lockett out.
I know.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I put Tyreek Hill.
Honestly, I'd probably have to throw fucking Lockett out, shift them all down, and then put DeAndre Hopkins at number 1.
So here's the thing, and this is where my list is about the same as yours. I put Tyreek Hill at 5, and the only reason why he's not higher, he's an insanely fast player. The only reason why I don't have him higher is I think he is in He's purely in the right place at the right time.
It could be. He's fast. You got a guy with a big arm.
We've seen blazingly fast guys come and go. The difference is they don't have a quarterback that can throw 70 yards just because he feels like it at any given moment.
No.
Tyreek Hill's 5. I put Keenan Allen at 4 because of his route running, his separation. He's burned some of the best corners in the game on a routine basis. And don't let the stat lines fool you when you're getting 70-something yards and a TD on guys like Prime Sherman, guys like Chris Harris. It's not because it's not a fluke. It's because you're doing a big facet of the receiving game better than most.
Yeah.
Number 3 is tough. I have to go with, at the moment, Michael Thomas. But you could make an argument for him being 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's just doing some of the best possession receiving right now in the game. Number 2, I go Julio Jones. He's been a stalwart for the Falcons, and he puts up wonderful numbers every year. And then number 1, best receiver in the game is DeAndre Hopkins.
I think I left Hopkins out because it's just a no-brainer that he's like the fucking best.
Bar none, he's the best receiver in the game. He's won me over, and he's had me saying that since, 2015 when he put up, 1,300 yards off of 4 second-string quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What was it, TJ Yates,
He doesn't give
Brian Hoyer, and Ryan
has the
Mallett,
ball.
and those guys, and it didn't matter who was throwing him the ball. He put up yardage, and he's done it consistently every year, especially since he's got another receiver in Fuller to take the edge off, and a great quarterback in Deshaun Watson. He's only gotten better. So those are my 5.
So we're the same, really. I have Julio number 1.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
Hopkins number 2.
And there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
it's always up for debate. It's all a
Yeah.
matter of opinion, man.
But those 3, Hopkins, Thomas.
Yeah, they have to be top 3, right?
You could go any one of them
I
number
think
1.
Hardest is, to me, was 4 and 5, honestly.
Yeah.
I just wasn't going to give Michael Thomas higher than the number 3 because kicked my ass in fantasy last year.
He actually cost you. Didn't he cost you
It cost me the win.
the win for the money?
Oh, he did, didn't he?
After we thought it was a lock that he won, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
I was
he had the game of his life.
up almost 40 points.
Mhm.
I was locked. Like, look, I won. Me and Brady in the championship.
Yeah,
It was
it was gonna be me and you, and I wish it was because I probably won. No, I'm just playing. He knows he would have won, but that would have been fun.
So I'm glad our rankings are actually really close on that.
Yeah.
I'm not the fucking psychos like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Now if we're going top 10 and no ranking, no order in my opinion, that's where I throw Lockett in there. I would go Evans, Godwin. After that, it gets
probably like Amari Cooper, right?
Amari Cooper. Yep, thank you, because I think I'd struggle on that for a minute last time. And then I bet you there's a big ass name that I'm missing.
Did you put Evans in there already?
Yeah, Evans, Godwin, Lockett, Cooper.
A lot of people are saying like Odell, but like
No,
after last season, it's like you can't.
he's not there right now.
And it's not his fault.
4 years
Really
ago,
not.
4 years ago, he was a top 3 receiver, bar none. He's not that guy.
What about Sanders?
No,
No, too old.
I mean, you could say Devontae Adams, but like, I don't think.
You could argue. You could say he's top 10 for sure. I would say honestly, and I'm gonna go based on potential for this year. I'm gonna put Stephon Diggs in there.
Yeah, because this year, like we said, he's not on the Vikings anymore. They're run first, heavy offense.
And for years, I've said I've preferred Adam Thielen to Diggs purely because of Diggs' injury history. But I think you put him with a young quarterback like Josh Allen, who I can't stop praising.
We were just talking about this at work. He could have a year.
I like Josh Allen enough that if people make the pro comparison of Justin Herbert to Josh Allen, and I'm sitting there with a big fat gorilla thumbs up going, yeah, that's fuck yeah, you know?
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Like a dude, he can get mobile when he needs to, but he doesn't have to rely on it, and he can throw 70 yards every once in a
He can
while.
throw some bombs.
Yeah.
Throw some bombs.
Yeah, you put Stephon Diggs with that, Because Kirk Cousins is a good, studious quarterback, but
It wasn't even that Kirk Cousins and him couldn't hook up. It was just they didn't throw the ball really at
Well, that's the
all.
thing.
They didn't have to.
He didn't air it out a lot.
They didn't need to. It was just more of a safety thing. Like, why do it if we don't have to?
Right. Well, and even then, it wasn't like Tannehill bad.
No.
Where Tannehill's like, his stat line would be like 6 for 8, 99 yards because they just were like, no, give it to Henry again. He'll fucking get the first down.
Yeah, he's a freaking unit, dude. Like, you cannot stop him.
So in baseball, they've canceled more games.
Telling you, dude, it's coming. They're freaking the Rona.
They have come to an agreement that come end of August, September, they're going to play 7-inning doubleheaders to try to get all these games in.
Yeah. Well, because the thing about the NBA, man, it's such a freaking just finite system that they got going on there where it's literally nobody can leave or come.
Baseball's still traveling. We're traveling to everybody's home stadium.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why the NBA has got it on lock. Like, they're doing it right. Probably easier to do it, though, with the NBA, right?
No.
You need the MLB, how many games they play and how many teams there are that it would be easier.
Check it out. You take it down to Peoria. Down in Peoria Sports Complex where the Mariners play spring training, there's 8, 9, 10 fields.
Yeah, but there's so many players.
You put half the team there. You put half the teams in Florida at the spring training complexes there.
I mean, maybe, but, like, they obviously weren't looking at doing that at all. They weren't being.
They were. Originally, it was talked about.
They should have, because this is what happens. They didn't do it right.
But
it's
still just boiling down to Philly and Miami.
And that's
they're canceling those
That's what
games.
scares me about the NFL, how they're going to approach it, because, I mean, that's like the closest contact sport you can get. You know what I mean? Like,
well, what I like about basketball is in this bubble, they can high five. They're high fiving.
they're all negative, and there's no way they can get positive if they're all negative, right?
It's so weird to
They
watch
can't go anywhere.
baseball. Somebody hits a home run,
and when they do go somewhere like Lou Williams with a strip club, they got a freaking quarantine for 10 days or so, or whatever it is. And they test them again.
Come on, give him a break. He said he didn't go to the strip club.
Yeah,
he went to the wing joint where the strip club's connected to.
Right, dude. Totally.
I'm sorry, but
yeah, no, they're definitely freaking treating it pretty serious down there, and that's why I think it's going to be fine the whole rest of the way through the finals. Which is really cool because we're going to have football and basketball like at the same time.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I like it.
So really quick, well, and it's interesting. Like, I love it's one detail I've like noticed while watching basketball. It's like the minute somebody hits the floor, they like I don't know how much they're paying the kid, but they like send the dude out, fucking Swiffer Rock, and he's just like, Jesus, dude, it'll get cleaned.
Hey. Don't be jealous of that kid just because he gets to
I
watch.
am jealous of the kid.
No, I am jealous of that kid. Like, I could do that.
How did you get into that when you're that age? How did you get you into that?
I don't know, but
Why wasn't I doing that?
hey, NBA, call me up. I'll do it for free.
Yeah, bro.
I may or may not like bring my own little dab cloth and dab.
Yeah. Let's talk about how the Seahawks won with Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
You already talked about that on the show, kind of, but I
I
want
touched
to touch
on it very briefly in the solo show.
Then he just came out today saying some stuff.
Jamal Adams,
Or not
like,
today, but it might have been yesterday.
Jamal Adams has figured out the secret formula. Shit talk your coach. Giannis Ngakwe, did you take notes? Because you said you wanted out before Jamal Adams did.
Look how easy that was. Yeah, dude.
Look at it. All we have to do is say Adam Gase sucks.
Yeah.
or as Pat McAfee would put it, he stinks.
Yeah.
And bye.
Yeah. Word on the street is Jamal Adams is trying to recruit Clowney back. Wants him back there.
I bet he
It'd
does.
be huge.
And honestly, like, what better way now? Because Jamal Adams is only going to make you look better, right, Clowney? Right? He's only going to make you look that much better.
Yeah.
Come to Seattle for your little 1-year bullshit deal, right? You're going to look really good next to him, And then you're gonna get offered that money that you want, man, because nobody's biting right now.
No.
So your best bet is come back to Seattle because we're going for a ring this year. And just do it, man.
If
Like
Clowney-
where else?
If Clowney wins a ring with Seattle,
Yeah.
somebody will pay him.
Exactly. It's the best case scenario for him.
But this season is not the showing. And here's the deal: Myles Garrett got paid the highest contract for defensive player.
Big money.
That lasted less than 2 weeks.
Before Joey Bosa.
Gets a huge extension, a 5-year extension, 135 mil, 78 mil guaranteed. In Clowney's head, he's like, I deserve something like that. But
For sure.
he hasn't stayed healthy enough for that to be the case.
No, he needs that. Prove it.
I'm sorry, you're coming off a season where, you were a good piece on a Seahawks defense.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You did some great things.
But you missed some games, bud.
And you were hurt for some of them too.
And exactly, which means you weren't able to give your 100%.
Not your full potential.
What was it? He missed 4 games or something like that,
Something
right?
was in that ballpark.
And he was hurt for like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he had like
a sports hernia, right, or something.
It was more than I think it was like his I think it was a hernia. Actually, I think you're right.
It was something like
Or
that.
it was like his I'm gonna say it's something to do with his caster's back or something like that. Could have been the hernia.
I mean, regardless, he's like this. He hasn't done it yet.
Might have been his shoulder.
Because last year, I want to know like how I gotta be particular about this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, he played 13 games. He started 11, which means I guarantee the 2 that he didn't start was either he was learning the system or he was hurt.
Yeah.
Regardless, he wasn't 100% for all the games he even played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Granted, he did do a lot of things when he was playing, and he looked good. But
yeah,
they want to see the consistency before they're going to go and pay you big money, dude.
He had 2 fumble recoveries. He had an interception taken to the house. He had, 31 tackles. Where's his sacks at? And 3 sacks. I mean,
That's he could do better on that, right?
It's not.
It's just not the stat line you want to see when you're going to pay a player
No.
a substantial amount. Right?
Whereas, not to toot my horn here, but if you look at the Joey Bosa stat line
Oh yeah,
on, even just this last season, they don't have no interceptions, but 67 tackles and off of 11 and a half sacks.
yeah, he's definitely a fuck pass rusher.
Yeah. Well, and he stops the pass. He goes and stops the run. I think through the first 4 weeks of the season, through the first half of the season, he had twice the tackles of his brother. Everybody talks about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa's great. He had twice the tackles of his brother because he's like, I gotta do more.
Yeah.
I gotta do more than just stop the pass. I have to be able to stop the run. You have to adapt and show yourself to be more than what your position is. In this day and age, where guys are going out and getting these big contracts, we're seeing the return of scrambling in guys like Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing middle linebackers move back and play safety, and have to adapt and play coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like that's where what's Isaiah Simmons?
Yeah.
That's
he's
what
gonna come in.
that's what really rose his draft stock was that he can hop back and play coverage, and you got safeties that can hit like linebackers did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You have to be more than it says on paper to get paid the big money.
For sure. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, big news was that LaShawn McCoy went to the Bucs.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
LaShawn McCoy went to the Bucs. I mean, it's a solid move. It provides some good depth on that for their running backs. A squad that it's not terrible. It's just very young.
It's new.
I
What
mean,
it is.
it's who was their? They have a couple of them. Is Peyton Barber still?
Peyton Barber and it's a weird.
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones is a stud, and I love the kid.
He's underrated.
He's up and coming.
Yeah.
He's going to get more reps this year. Just watch. He's going to be great. Watch out for him. There's another one too they have, but or at least they did.
Yeah, he had a good stat line. I mean, 724 yards.
He
6
started
TDs.
turning it up about mid-season, late season.
I don't think he was starting the whole season.
No, he
either.
wasn't.
I think
No,
Peyton Barber was
Peyton
starting.
Barber.
It was Peyton Barber, and then there was somebody else too, wasn't there?
But I mean, you
They run
gotta
a
think,
committee there.
you
Yeah.
got
It's a weird name.
you got a quarterback that can throw. That's gonna open up.
That's gonna give him the frickin'
Who they
green
have last
light,
year?
dude.
Fitzmagic?
Who?
Quarterback?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston?
Jameis.
Oh, Winston.
Yeah, he lost his job and still doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with
No,
that?
he
he's with
he
the
does.
Saints.
He's backing.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah,
Hey, fucking.
I
Yeah.
forgot all about
Well, that
that.
tells me how. Oh, that's right, because he had
That's right. Because I
his
think
memorable. He had more picks and touchdowns.
no, I thought
last
I would have
year.
been smart to pick him up as my quarterback for the finals in fantasy, and he had the worst. Usually he was fantasy. He doesn't really have the great games, but like fantasy wise,
He
great.
puts up points.
But the one fucking game that I pick him up for, he shits the bed and has like I think he like threw like it might have been like 5 or 6 picks in a row.
Those weeks where
He was so bad.
The thing is,
I think I got negative points with him. Like
he
2 points.
plays like he's playing Madden. Like
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
play.
And Arian loves it. They go, yeah, I don't want to get his confidence down. Like I just tell him, just keep doing it, just keep slinging it. Like, god damn,
He's
dude.
one of those guys. He plays to pad his stats, and it almost seems that way. And then he brags about it. He's like,
He wants to score.
He's like,
big.
I passed for 5,000 yards.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, and 30 touchdowns, and it's like, yeah, but 30 picks isn't good though. Like,
Yeah, just as many interceptions as fucking touchdowns.
I
Jesus.
think honestly, signing to
New Orleans,
New Orleans,
probably the best thing, right? To sit behind a quarterback like that.
you get to take a break. There's zero pressure,
Yeah.
barring a Breeze injury. In which case,
That's probably
Hey,
the best case scenario.
Teddy Bridgewater played up from a Breeze injury and got himself paid a big deal, and everybody thought his career was pretty much done after 2 back-to-back season injuries.
I love what
So-
he did.
I think you give Jameis a year or two where no pressure, but we know that you're still talented. We know that we might have a real diamond
I
here.
think he was in the wrong system, man.
And you know what? Because I know Hayden Stidham's watching. Might be the same case for Mariota too.
Yeah.
Sitting back, no pressure.
Yeah.
You know, well, a little more pressure because it's Derek Carr in front of you, but
But
you get to just chill out, learn.
but maybe that's what he does need.
pick up Gruden's system, and for Winston, you know, you get to pick up Sean Payton's system.
I think he needs a little bit of competitive,
Yeah.
he needs to be around that.
That's how Breeze thrived.
That's how a lot of guys
when
thrive.
Breeze got drafted, Marty Schottenheimer was the coach of the Chargers.
They get too comfortable.
Anytime he fucked something up, you're out.
Yeah.
Doug Flutie's in.
Pisses them off a little bit, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
he's better than me?
Yeah.
I'll show you I'm better than him.
You're gonna play a 40-year-old in front of me? Yeah, okay.
You made him, he fucked up.
I have his book, and he'd be like, "You used to piss me off so
Yeah.
much, but you're out. Doug's in."
He's like, it would happen to me when I fucked up playing football, and they put some
Yeah.
fucking younger kid. I was like, really? You gonna put this guy in?
Yeah, and,
All right.
he's just like, it's nothing against Doug, but when you're out
And
there,
it makes you
know,
fucking play better.
He
dude, I
goes,
swear.
when you're drafted, you know, at the time he was the 32nd overall pick because the Texans weren't even a thing yet.
Mhm.
The Chargers had the first pick in the second round. He goes, when you're the 32nd overall pick in the league, you know you're picked to try to fix this team, and you're bungling it, and you're getting benched early, and you want to try to evade the moniker of just bust so early on, and it's something. It lights a fire.
It lights a
And-
fire, and because like I said, some of these guys that get in there, they're comfortable. It's like, oh, this is my spot, and they just
Well, I should say it's supposed to. Like some guys, it lights a fire, and then they're, you know,
some
They-
guys
they come
sink,
back
it's a
stronger.
sink or swims in there.
Some guys,
you
it's
know
like-
what I mean.
no. Like some guys are DOA.
Yeah.
Like I mean Ryan Leaf, DOA.
Yeah.
You know,
It just-
it happens.
It just depends on the person, but yeah, I think you're right that is the best case scenario for Jameis, and I agree.
For sure.
Yeah, he needs to sit back and chill from.
You know what he needs to get an underdog mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys that come into the league that are like the best.
Oh yeah, their heads
I'm
are
gonna
so
be the
inflated.
best.
Put a needle anywhere near them, it's gonna deflate. I mean, yeah, sit back a little bit, watch what the Hall of Famers doing right in front of you, and
Right.
learn from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple recipe for success. you
Yeah.
see.
Right,
So I'm going to talk about the
the bubble scenario.
the Adam Cole thing that happened on Pat McAfee, which is clearly a work, but I do kind of want to show you guys. Because it's one of those things that they don't.
No, I saw it.
They don't. We'll just do
Yeah.
the quick clip here.
Did it all by myself.
Now, don't believe that. We watched the takeovers, Adam. The Undisputed Era is the main reason why you've succeeded. But by the way, smart. That's good business. Hey, that's business, baby. That's very smart business. Oh, and especially for you, because you're kind of small.
Oh, we're gonna go with the size thing now.
Fuck you, Pat. You're not sick of your shit. I come all the way here, take time away from 5 families, come to you, stupid
Little
fuckers.
guy.
And you're gonna continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me.
Whoa!
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Get out of here.
Shit.
No, fuck you. Get out of here. You all right? What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
It's like the best soundbite.
Well, I didn't think so either. I thought I was just pointing out the facts. Have we ever been that disrespected in our own studio before? No.
I love his voice.
No. What the fuck is wrong with that?
I know. All right, now he's definitely gonna fight
So-
him, right?
Here's the thing. Obviously, that was a work, but I like that they thought outside the box to generate kind of a real heat feel with that.
Yeah.
Like you go on to WWE's PG. Okay, you're gonna go to a platform where you can drop an F-bomb if you need to really
Free for him.
accentuate what you're doing. And there was obviously, any smart wrestling fans sitting there going, okay, yeah. But there were some people that were like, ooh,
There always is.
which you don't see anymore though. Like everybody is pretty well wise up to it, which sure, but like it just
They
was
did it pretty
funny.
good on there.
It was great, and Pat McAfee sells it like $1 million, and which leads me to believe they're doing Takeover 30 coming up next month. I want this match. There's no build going on right now for Adam Cole. He lost the titles to Keith Lee in that double title match. Keith Lee's defending against Karrion Kross. Okay. Keith Lee's defending against Karrion Kross, and then he relinquished the North American title. He's put it up for grabs in a 5-man ladder match to let new stars kind of get a shot at it. Adam Cole does not currently have a program. I think it would be really, really neat. Since Pat McAfee already works for NXT as a pre-show analyst and all this other stuff, he's done commentary for him on several occasions. Build it. Do a match. Cross-promote. You could do an athlete versus wrestler kind of match. And if there's, they like to make a big fuss about bringing in guys all the time, like, Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez and guys like that. Guys that they are, quote, legit tough guys. They are legit fighters.
Yeah.
What makes you think any amount of money you're going to pay them is going to, that they're going to take a dive for one of your, quote, fake wrestlers?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury wrestles Braun Strowman. They go to a double countout. No way was in no chance. At least they didn't have the real guy go over their fake guy. At least they kept both guys looking strong. But there was no way in hell Tyson Fury's going with his back on the mat. No way. They had to do some kind. The only way Cain Velasquez was going to lose was because it was against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like they weren't going to have Cain Velasquez go in there and lose a match to like a Seth Rollins or somebody like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
No.
But Pat McAfee is not a pro UFC fighter.
No, dude.
He's a punter who's in good shape, who enjoys wrestling.
Are you
works for
dogging on the brand?
Huh? No, I love.
I'm definitely a guy worthy of getting his ass kicked.
I'm one of the biggest Pat McAfee fans out there, but he's the type of guy that can go out there, take
an
a
ass
beating,
whooping.
sell it good, get a few good shots in, which would be hilarious.
They may rough him up a little bit, but at the end of the day,
Maybe you
give
can get
him a butt.
maybe you can get AJ Hawk to run in there. That'd be cool.
That would be.
You could have a really entertaining match from start to finish, and I've seen guys, football players, come in, wrestle a match, and they tend to pick it up really well. Believe it or not, D'Angelo Williams, remember him, running back? He wrestled in Impact in a tag team match. Looked great. It was one and only match.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that Pat has a wrestling rink in his studio.
I honestly.
Oh, I'm sure he's all about it.
I honestly think a Pat McAfee and Adam Cole match would be great. I don't care if I'm in the minority on that. I think that they could have. They're not doing much with Cole right now. I
would watch.
love seeing Pat McAfee appear on the WWE product and the NXT shows. I think it'd be fun.
I think it would boost the ratings for sure.
And you have Adam Cole not bring the Undisputed Era out because Pat brought it up on the show. Hey, here's the reason why you held the title. So he makes a point. Hey, don't bring him out. But then I think it'd be great if like Pat's getting whooped on and then he calls AJ Hawk out there, or like one of like Zito or one of the boys to like come out there and try to, I just think that they could do so much fun stuff together.
I mean,
I
after
think
seeing that, there's probably
the
the
funnest
worst,
thing
right?
wouldn't even be AJ Hawk. It would be Adam Vinatieri coming out to save him.
Vinatieri, dude, that would be.
But I mean,
Vinatieri wouldn't be able to run, but
Right.
You gotta imagine though, after that little stint there, like there's something in the works here for it, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't
shit
do
for no reason.
right? So you gotta think.
unless
Who
Pat,
knows what it
unless
is?
Pat was like, "Hey, I got an idea. This would be good."
Yeah,
This would be good.
maybe.
Kenny the Jet Smith just said on Lou Williams, tried to fool everybody saying he was going in for the wings. He went in there for the legs and the thighs.
That he did. That he did.
Oh man, this is
Some of these guys. Man.
highlight. LeBron complains to the ref, and Kawhi just says "all ball" over and over. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, well, Kawhi is the only one there with a level head.
Well, we saw the great defense by LeBron at the end of that first
Yeah, LeBron shouldn't have been
on
called.
Kawhi Leonard, and now Kawhi trying to return the favor.
That is so bad.
Yeah, LeBron should have been crying about that one. I'll agree with
It
that.
is a little weird to watch it with no fans.
It's super being Tyler, and then we're just talking. It's almost like summer league, like
Summer League,
Right.
AAU tournament.
Yeah, like it's totally weird,
So-
bizarre.
Here's the Lonzo Ball stat line: 4 points, 2 for 3 field goals, 0 for 4 3-points, 0 for 2 3.
I think I saw one of his 3-pointers, and that was it.
No, he had no.
Oh, wait,
3-pointers.
sorry, that was like after they like called a foul. And he just
That's
shot.
exactly
shot.
right. Yeah, because I was sitting there going, "There you go, Lonzo."
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they called it off. Yeah,
Fuck Lonzo Ball.
poor
dude.
guy. Yeah.
He didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, no, not with Daddy there holding
No.
his hand throughout the whole
Remember
thing.
when?
Hey, remember when you're supposed to be the greatest Daco of all time?
Brother, what a great.
Yeah, LeBron, step aside, dude. This is my son's team.
Where's
LeBron's like, get the fuck out of here.
So-
I got some more people I want.
Where's LaMelo going? Do you think LaMelo goes first in the draft?
He wants to go with Warriors. Well, he has no problem.
I bet he does.
He's got no
The
problem
draft-
going with the Warriors.
The draft.
But his daddy says he doesn't belong on the Warriors because they already have guys.
What I mean,
Because he won't start because he'll be backing up
his
Steph.
dad. They've
He's backing
seen
up
it.
Clay.
They've
Come on,
seen it
Clay.
with.
That's right.
Look at. They've seen it with Lonzo. He's gonna fall based on his dad's behavior. I really think he will.
Yeah,
I
because he's
honestly-
supposed to be first.
But I think that the Warriors are smart about that.
Right.
I think, and we've talked about this before in terms of their rebuild. They have the picks from. They have 2 first rounders.
They can deal this dude too. They don't have to keep him.
Because of the deal they made with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
I got mixed up because I said Williams earlier.
Uh,
Because of the wrestler.
yeah.
Okay. Because the deal they made for D'Angelo Russell, I believe they have a first rounder next year, as well as they have their pick this year and they have one next year.
Yeah, them and the Cavs were in the race for the fucking worst
They
team.
could like trade down if they get the number 1 spot. Let's say they could trade down to even 2 or 3, secure a number 1 next year, and then go to the following year with 3 first round picks.
A few scenarios that they could
I mean,
end up being.
if
but yeah.
you're trying to rebuild with youth, I mean, if I'm looking at it,
Depends on the angle they want to go with, right? Like if they're trying to rebuild with
Yeah.
youth, that might be like a smart way to go about it. But
because I'm looking at it,
you never fucking know. You never fucking know what they're up to.
so at the moment, yeah, Golden State's got 1 pick in the first round. So I believe it's next year.
Are they? Yeah.
I believe it's next year that they have 2 because I got to see what the trade was for
Wait, the Warriors have the number 1 pick.
at like right now. If it was to go the way it is right now, but they haven't lotteried or anything. That's just based on ranking.
Okay.
Let's see. Warriors. Angelo. Russell. Trade. Baseball best. Okay, yeah. So I want. What was the term? Okay, yeah. D'Angelo Russell and the Timberwolves in exchange for a 2021 first round pick and a 2021 second round pick.
Top
And then-
3 protected.
And top, yeah.
Honestly, that was like smart of them to do that.
So, I mean, and that's what I mean. So they could trade down this year, right, to 2 or 3, get another first rounder next year or another second rounder next year, something like that. And then you take whoever you're getting this year at 2 or 3, then head to that first round next year with 3 picks.
Yeah, that might be your best.
Knowing that in the next 2 years, you'll keep Steph and Clay, you'll probably wind up having to get rid of Draymond.
Yeah, he's about out the door anyway, I would think.
Yeah. But if you're trying, I mean, we let most of our bench guys go in that trade to Minnesota.
Draymond on the Lakers.
Well, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Well, we let most of our bench guys go in like the trade to Minnesota, and I think we also traded a bunch of bench guys to another team, like Philly or something like that. Because remember,
I remember all that going down.
We were letting dudes go left and right, and just picking up guys from summer league and stuff. Like they're. I'm not going to doubt them because they built us to win in a dynasty, but there's something going on. They're gonna really look at the youth. And this year's a weak class, so it makes sense that you're gonna go with just the 1 pick this year, maybe trade down.
Not only
that,
class,
it's
but
unpredictable.
Exactly.
What's going to happen?
You didn't see March Madness.
Yeah.
You didn't see any of that, so we don't know.
And also, you don't fucking know what basketball's going to even be like next year with all this shit going on.
So it's smart to stockpile for the 2021 draft, where we will
start to look, to save for the future.
We'll likely, with the way the bubble is working, we will almost certainly have a college basketball season for the next year's draft. With the way the bubble's working out, I mean, you could at the very least just do a March Madness style thing there.
Dude, college is going to be weird.
College kids can't go to clubs because they're underage.
They don't go to clubs, brother. They go to fraternity parties.
But
and shit
check it
like
out.
that.
There's nothing like that going on in the bubble.
The problem with the bubble, how are you going to do that? If you can't play a season and rank these teams, how do you rank 1 through 64?
We do multiple bubbles.
There's a bubble everywhere.
There's too many.
Bubble.
There's a reason. There's a reason that
college
college just keeps canceling. There's too many teams.
We don't even know if there's going to be college going on.
It's not the teams. It's the campuses.
Yeah,
it's the other students on the campus.
But there's too many campuses.
Here's the thing,
to put all these teams in one spot.
It's going to fuck with their education. It's going to fuck with a lot of things, dude. Like, they're not professional athletes yet. Like,
I'm almost half joking here. You do a bubble for every major region.
It won't. It just.
And you do virtual classes.
It couldn't happen, dude. It could.
It would be ridiculous.
No, that's
I understand. They won't do it.
90%
as long as you acknowledge that it could happen.
90%
anything could happen. I'm a believer of that.
Really
possible,
good,
but
90% of these really good college athletes are going for general studies. They're not going for a college education.
A lot of them go back, which I respect. Well, maybe not a lot of them, but some of them go back after college when they're in professional sports, and I respect them. Just something to fall back on. You never know.
So let's talk real quick. How do we feel about the Mike Tyson fight?
Oh yeah, I'm super stoked. I just hope it's really not disappointing and like staged.
Yeah,
I'm excited, and I want to see Nate Robinson punch the shit out of Jake Paul.
That's what I'm probably like even more excited for.
Yeah, like
Nate Robinson's my boy. He's a native.
I want Nate Robinson to beat some ass, dude.
Well, I got the privilege of watching Nate Robinson in high school.
Yeah, I got the privilege of meeting him in high school. Because he come to the Mark Morris basketball camps. He would stay with the Backmisses.
Yeah, but
he's good friends with the Backmisses.
Watching him play, because he played against us when we were at state, only in state. I mean, Rainier Beach didn't come down our way, but
but when you're in the playoffs,
we actually beat them one year.
Mm-hmm.
And then got beat by O'Day in the state championship.
Wait, Mark Morris beat the team that Nate Robinson was on?
Yeah, Rainier Beach.
Because I saw him on Instagram like it's probably a few months back, gloating like this is probably the hardest freaking high school team ever, and it was his squad.
No, we had good games with them. They usually came out on top. They were good.
What's it, boys from Mark Morris?
Yeah, but
And you know they were probably predominantly white.
we made it to the championship game in 04 or 03,
I think it was 04.
and we played O'Day,
Yeah, they were fucking something else.
and we were winning, but there was no shot clock. So once O'Day got up on us,
Mhm.
they just
held the ball, right?
I remember Tyler Hayes pushing one of the
Tyler
guys.
Hayes, yeah. Stud. He was a stud.
Yeah, it was. Rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Stud. That was my buddy's brother.
Tyler was a good dude.
And my buddy
But yeah,
Hiley's brother.
watching somebody, 5'6", whatever. He's not 5'6", but
Talking about Nate Robinson.
yeah, when he's out on the court.
He's probably about like 5'9".
When he's out on the court with all these big boys, he looks. He might as well
Well,
be.
yeah,
a
he's
midget.
played freaking 7
But to
footers.
watch him dunk, I mean, that's
Dude is, and he's shredded. Shredded.
Yeah.
So much respect for guys like that, man. He's a local too. That's what I really like about him. And he was always involved down here in communities and stuff.
Somebody's starting a debate about your favorite announcer's go-to phrase.
What's that one that you like? One of the wrestling announcers used to say something.
Good God Almighty, that killed him. No.
Triple JR.
My God! Oh my God!
Stop the damn match.
I gotta think about like a wrestling catchphrase. I think is hilarious that I like. There's so goddamn many. Whether I'm making fun of the guy for saying it or whether I legitimately. Oh. Mamma
Yes,
mia!
that one.
Yeah, I started a chant for that fucking.
Oh, at NXT.
Yeah, I'll never forget that shit. That first time I'd ever started a chant at anything. Somebody says bang. Mike Breen saying bang.
So I just want to talk about with this bubble thing. So Utah lost, or Utah won. Sorry.
Yep.
Last night, Pelicans lost, right? Because the Pelicans are still in the hunt for the 8th seed.
So
Technically, Portland does not need to secure the 8th seed because if they don't, there's still going to be another playoff game in there with Memphis.
As long as
we're within 4 games, which I don't see how we shouldn't be, right? Shouldn't be, but you never know.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bubbles and the Blazers, pizza's on the way, guys.
Cool.
Hey.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we are actually having we're going to watch the game over at Skyler's house. You got a big old 70-inch TV. We're going to have some pizza, drinks, and we're excited for some Blazer basketball. At least me and Skyler are.
For real.
I know Mike probably is too.
I'm excited just to watch. I mean, my team's out, so I'll be cheering for whichever matchup pleases the eye.
But just let this
As
be
long as
known.
it's not New Orleans and Lakers.
Let this be known. The Blazers, they're going to win. They're going to beat Memphis.
That's why you're rocking the jersey.
And we're going to be up a game. We're going to be up a game on the Pelicans, and we're going to keep the ball rolling after this. If we can beat Memphis, great. I mean, we've got the Celtics next on Sunday. That's going to be tough, but we can do it. I mean, our starting 5, oh my God. It's one of the scariest lineups in the NBA right now besides I would say besides the Lakers.
Besides
Maybe
the
the
Lakers.
Clippers.
Yeah, I mean.
And our bench ain't half bad either.
No. We got
We got Whiteside right off
Hassan,
the
who's been
freaking
an
bench.
absolute beast this year off the bench.
Been doing better than I expected.
Magic and that's
Nurk is healthy. Collins is healthy. You know, we got CJ obviously and Dame. I know Dame was day to day a few days ago with a little foot thing, but
Hey,
hotel or something, but he should be good.
high scoring first quarter for the Nets Magic game. 39-36 in the first quarter. Right now, Magic lead 45-43.
These have been so close games, dude. Every game has been like, there's no blowouts. Like, it's awesome.
This is a closer game than it should be. Even though it's the Magic, it's like, dude, it's the Nets. Look at who they've got right now. It's like,
And Jamal Crawford playing.
you've got a starting five of Jared Allen, Joe Harris, Karis LeVert, or LeVert, I don't know how to say it, Lance Thomas, and Chris Chiozza, Garrett Temple, Tyler Johnson. I don't think so. I don't even see. No, Jamal Crawford hasn't had any minutes. It looks like he's not playing.
Yeah, I doubt he would. Why would he?
Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, Michael Beasley, DeAndre Jordan, Kevin Durant. Imagine that starting. Well, not Michael Beasley, but
No, just wait till next year.
dude, imagine their starting lineup.
Wait till next year. They're going to be crazy.
Holy moly, dude!
Actually, I'm excited to watch that team.
Holy
Not
moly.
going to root for him or nothing, but like, that's a good team.
Yeah, the Nets are going to be fun.
So
Jay-Z's happy.
yeah. I think he like part owner or he owns the team. Probably owns the whole thing.
He has partial ownership.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big part of why they moved to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, cause yeah,
Really cool.
I mean, really, who wants to play in Jersey? But
New Jersey looks like it stinks.
yeah,
I mean, it most certainly probably does.
Not as bad as Sacramento.
Not as bad as San Francisco.
I haven't pissed on Sacramento in a while. So, actually, I think the Kings
They do it to themselves. Don't worry about
they
it.
do it. Oh no, you're not wrong. The Kings play tonight. They play the Spurs. Like the worst Spurs
I mean,
team
who
in
cares?
20-something years. I care. I don't care. Are you kidding me? I'm curious about the Wizards. The Wizards.
I like that Hachimura, man. He's just
So
and I
both.
was worried about him going there to a organization like that. I feel like that's where players go to die.
He's been lighting it up in the scrimmages, and here's the thing.
I loved him when he was on Gonzaga, and
You get both of the
translated into the league.
both of the bottom teams here, the Suns and the Wizards, are facing off against each other the same time the Grizzlies Blazers do. It's interesting because you got to think the Wizards can't afford to lose very much at all.
Yeah, like where do they place that right now?
They are
The
9, but they're 6 games behind 7 and 8. So I mean, the fact that the Nets are playing the Magic,
They would have to go like pretty much undefeated, right?
they can only really afford to lose 2 games, provided that the Nets and the Nets or the Magic lose more than 3.
Where the Nets at right now?
The Nets are 30-34, and then the Magic's
they're
30-35.
17.
Jesus. I mean, it's kind of like pointless for them to even be there because
Well,
they're not going to go anywhere.
right.
But that just speaks to how bad the West or
Yeah.
the East is.
The
Look,
East is
I mean, there's
terrible.
2 teams out in the West. There's 5 teams out in the East.
I mean, the East is terrible. Besides, like what?
Well, because they only brought people
Milwaukee
who were
and-
within 6.
I mean, the only teams you really got to worry about in the East is pretty much like Milwaukee and the Raptors.
Yeah.
I mean, you could maybe say like the Celtics.
No, I mean the Celtics
I mean,
are young. I
look
like
here.
them. I
I'm gonna
like
throw
the
this
Heat
out
too.
here. How about a Clippers Raptors final?
I mean, it would be interesting.
It'd be the least exciting.
I don't think I'd be
think?
that hyped for it at all.
I mean, it would. I like the Raptors as much as the next guy. I want to pass with Siakam's.
I only liked the Raptors last year
Biggest
as the
supporters,
underdog
but-
because the Warriors.
No, I mean, give me.
And I liked how Claw they did that. You know how that all fucking happened.
I would love
I
the
was glad that
Blazers.
he won.
I would love the Blazers to sneak into the finals off an 8 seed upset. That would be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be great.
But realistically, if I'm looking at just the 16 teams up here right now, just give me the Lakers and the Bucks already. I know that they were 1-1, but that to me would be a great series of basketball. Give me LeBron and Giannis. You know, outside of a fucking
Yeah, I mean,
all-star game.
if the Blazers don't do it, I really think they will. But if they don't, I'm just rooting for the Lakers.
I could care less about Kawhi getting a third Finals MVP with a third team. I really don't care.
I mean, it would be historic, but
it would be cool, but I don't care. Like, I don't like the Clippers. I've had a
You're right.
thing against them for years.
I don't really care for him either.
Honestly, in my opinion, if the Blazers don't make it, I'd love to see the Nuggets do it.
Nope. Why the fuck would you do that against? Why would you want our rivals?
I mean, I think they're an interesting
I hate
squad.
the Lakers more than I hate.
I don't know how you can hate the Lakers just because LeBron's on the team.
That is exactly
I've never been a Lakers fan.
How?
You're a Portland fan.
You never liked Kobe?
They're our biggest fucking rival. I liked Kobe. I still didn't like the fucking Lakers.
The Lakers are your biggest rival?
No, they're not at all. Our biggest rival is the Nuggets for sure.
I feel like the Nuggets
In
absolutely
history, it wasn't the Nuggets.
It wasn't the Lakers either. No.
Who was it?
The Lakers?
Sonics.
I would say probably. Well, yeah, you could probably say the Sonics because we're like, we're brothers.
But
We're
now that they moved
neighbors.
to OKC, it's really not a thing anymore.
No.
In the 90s, who was our playoff rival? Who couldn't we get past?
Well, we couldn't get past the Bulls in the fucking
The finals. But in the playoffs, the Lakers always stood there.
I mean, I don't think it was really that big of a rivalry, but
Yeah, that 2000s West Conference Finals was pretty rough. Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, in history, no, the Lakers weren't really our rivals. No, I don't dislike the Lakers at all. Never did. Still don't, obviously.
Well, like when I think like Lakers rivals, I mean, right now obviously it's the Clippers, but back like when we were growing up, well, at least when we were growing up,
Yeah.
Lakers and Suns.
Yeah.
And, like
Yeah.
Steve Nash's Suns versus Kobe's Lakers. I remember my dad.
And I would say
sitting-
I was more of a Suns fan back then too than a Lakers
Dude,
fan.
I remember my dad sitting in the living room going, "Come on, what you got, MVP?" Just getting all pissed off at Steve Nash.
Fucking Steve Nash is a national treasure. I love that guy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. We're all excited. We're all excited. We're about to go watch some Blazers. I know they haven't won a game in the exhibition matches that they had, but they weren't really playing everybody, just like no other teams were. So I'm really excited to watch them all healthy.
Oh, for sure.
Besides, we don't have Rodney Hood and we don't have Ariza because he's often out to go see his child. All good. I think we have all the pieces to the puzzle that we need here in the bubble to do it. I'm telling you right now, we get in that 8th seed, Lakers, you better watch out. It's going to be a sweep. Yeah, I said it.
Somewhere to sound good. I think that's going to be about it for the show, don't you think?
Yeah. I think we wrap it up and take this place over to Skyler's and have some pizza, some beers, and watch the game.
All right. We'll catch you guys later.